It's gonna be bad for
Yeah,
me.
some challenges with Farrel. Kira-kira
Kira-kira.
yang tidak pernah belajar mengeja bahasa Indonesia bisa nggak sih membaca bahasa Indonesia? Tom? And I can also speak a little bit Arabic. تفضل. نتكلم بالعربية.
Dang, you know 7
نستطيع
languages.
نتكلم بالعربية؟
I don't know what you're saying.
اسمي عبد العارف and ما اسمك الكريم يا أخي؟
Farrel.
Farrel. Oh. Yo guys, what's up? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our YouTube channel Abdul, Arif, and you are still with me, Arif.
And I'm Farrel. So this is our second episode of our podcast.
Yes, a podcast designed for us to help improve our English
Yep.
by having natural conversations
Or discussions.
discussions.
Yep.
No preparations, no
Nope.
rehearsal.
Nope.
So anytime we have got an opportunity to, let's do it.
Yep.
Talk, set the camera, have a seat and talk and bam. So
it.
it's going to be very natural so that you can analyze. So it's going to be, so our conversation could be a data for you, could be a source of data for you to
Yep.
learn more about English. Say, for example, you can learn about listening, you can learn about pronunciations, and grammar, and you can also learn something like from our mistake or our error.
Yeah,
by
error
doing
analysis.
analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't care whether our English is you think is good or bad. So we don't care about.
Yeah.
But please consider to subscribe,
Like, and share, comment down below.
And of course your feedback or comments down below. So for example, you're gonna say, Arif, would you like to keep more slowly because it doesn't sound like a native speaker or blah 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 blah. Okay, it's up to you. So but
Yeah.
of course we are expecting to give thumbs up or likes. Yeah, but if you wanna give us thumbs down or dislike,
That's gonna be bad.
yeah,
So
we can do
guys,
that, but it's okay.
so which one do you think? Podcast? If you think it's podcast, the pronunciation, give it a like. If you think it's podcast, give it a subscribe.
Yeah, so you're gonna compare. So you're gonna compare us which one do you think
Yeah.
is the correct pronunciation?
Yep.
You wanna say podcast or podcast?
I'm gonna say podcast.
Yeah, you say podcast.
Yeah, I
and
say
I'm
podcast.
saying podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. You guys give us a comment down below. Which one is the correct pronunciation? Or both are correct. Or both are understandable. That's okay. All right. So what are we gonna do today, Farrel?
Didn't you say we're doing challenges?
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Surprise challenges?
Okay. This guy, I mean Farrel, he went to New Zealand when he was when you are, how old are you? When you are 3 years old, right?
3 years old. Yeah.
Okay. And he learned
Yeah.
English from his daycare, and I learned from English from my school, like a very formal way of
Yep.
learning. Okay, so again in this podcast we're gonna sometime we're gonna do some mixing,
Yeah.
or if you learned sociology or sociolinguistic, you can say that sometime we know what we called code switching,
Yep.
code mixing,
Yep.
and code switching. Code mixing meaning sometime we gonna use English
And Bahasa Indonesia?
and Bahasa Indonesia.
Wait, what does social Duolingo mean?
No, sociolinguistic.
Oh.
Yeah, sociolinguistic meaning a study about how people use language and how language develop or disappear. Or
Social
appear.
Duolingo.
Yeah, not social Duolingo, but sociolinguistic.
Social
and linguistic. Okay, you will be learning about it someday if you go to university and then you take English study program, for example. You're gonna learn about that.
Yes.
But again, guys, we are. I can say that he is a bilingual. Why? Because you can speak. How many languages can you speak?
Indonesia,
Indonesia, Malay, and
English.
English. Oh, 3 languages.
And sometimes when you teach me how to do like your village.
Oh, my mother tongue.
Yeah.
So I could say that he is a multilingual kid, okay? And I can say also that I am a multilingual.
What do you
multilingual.
speak? What do you
I mean,
speak?
because I can speak English for sure, and then I can
Malay?
speak Bahasa Indonesia for sure. Malay, typically a typical accent or typical language used in Pontianak, and then I can also speak Javanese. Not Japanese, okay? Javanese.
Yeah, Java. Yeah.
Yeah, Javanese.
Yeah.
And then I can also speak Madurese, that's my mother tongue. And I can also speak a little bit Arabic. تفضل نتكلم بالعربية. نتكلم بالعربية.
Dang, you know 7
نستطيع
languages.
نتكلم بالعربية.
I don't know what you're saying.
اسمي عبد العارف and ما اسمك الكريم يا أخي؟
Farrel.
Farrel. Oh, okay. Or can you try to speak Javanese? Asmane sinten?
Asmani Sisendan?
That means what's your name?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, don't know.
Yeah. So we are multilingual family. So
Yeah.
so that is why sometimes we're gonna do code mixing, campur.
Champur.
Yeah. So Bahasa Indonesia, Java, Javanese, English, probably Arabic, any language that we are able to. Okay,
Oh yeah, I know a little bit Chinese.
like what? Chinese, Mandarin, you mean?
Yeah.
Try it a
No,
little
not
bit.
Mandarin.
Yeah.
Ni hao.
Ooh, ni hao. What does that mean?
It means hello.
Oh, hello, okay.
Ni
Oh,
hao ma
yeah.
means how.
Alright, guys. Now let me switch into Bahasa Indonesia. Jadi Farrel ini
Halo.
tidak pernah belajar mengeja
What's mengeja?
mengeja dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi dia
Mengaja?
datang ke sini mulai dari TK sampai primary school atau SD. So he has just finished year 6,
Yup.
kelas 6 di sini. But he is one year younger than it should be. When
Should be year 5.
Yeah, year 5, and probably in Indonesia should be year 5, right?
Yeah.
But you finish year 6 in here.
Yeah.
That means you finish your primary.
Yeah.
But
and then
yeah,
I'm going
but
to
I'm
high school.
waiting for the result from
Yeah.
the outcome from Indonesian government if you are able to go to
Year
primary,
7.
year 7 or primary or intermediate school. Hey, sup, bro?
Year 7. I'm so. Yeah.
What's up, bro? You're
Okay.
yawning. That's too wide, bro. No, that's not funny, bro. So
Yep.
again, Farrel ini tidak pernah belajar spelling atau mengeja seperti bahasa Indonesia seperti ketika saya waktu di SD. Misalnya, ini Ibu Budi, ini, IBU bubu, ibu, BU bubu, DIDD, Budi. Ini Ibu Budi. You never learn that, guys.
No, I don't even know.
Yeah, you never learn.
I just
you never
do.
learn that, right? And you learn to read
Yeah.
in English, not in Bahasa Indonesia.
I don't really know how to.
Yes, because you are here when you are 3 years old, and then you start your daycare here,
Yep.
and then you start to read, write, and learn English, not
English.
Bahasa Indonesia. But now we're gonna do some challenges.
Uh-oh. It's gonna be bad for
Yeah,
me.
some challenges with Farrel dealing with kira-kira
Kira.
yang tidak pernah belajar mengeja bahasa Indonesia bisa nggak sih membaca bahasa Indonesia?
Uh-oh.
Oke, dan belajar bahasa Inggris di sini juga dia tidak mengeja, karena gimana mau mengeja? Coba misalnya,
I don't even know what
say for example, mother, M-O-O-T-H-E-E-R-R, mother. Nah,
No, what?
that's a spelling. That's a typical Indonesian way of learning spelling.
What? There's two E's in mother? Do.
Yeah, that's why.
What?
Okay. Now the challenge is that saya mau kasih challenge ke dia. Oh ya, dia juga waktu di kelas 2 dia pernah belajar sempat belajar di SD Indonesia selama 3-4 bulan. Tapi dia sudah bisa belajar dan membaca bahasa Indonesia.
A little bit.
Ya, membaca dan menulis.
I know how.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay, now first challenge is that I want to give you a piece of paper and there is a kind of story.
Yeah.
And you have to read like one paragraph.
One paragraph?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, where is the... Okay, two paragraphs, okay. From here till here.
Okay.
Till here, okay? Let me give you a sign here. Until here. Go, read it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The myth of Malin Kundang. A long time ago, in a small village near the beach in West Sumatra, a woman and her son lived. They were Malin Kundang and her mother. Her mother was a single parent because Malin Kundang's father had passed away when he was a baby.
I'm going to give you another story and written in Bahasa Indonesia.
Oh no.
And guys, again, he never see the story and he never listen or tell this story about. Now, we're gonna test him or a challenge if he can still read Bahasa Indonesia
Okay.
and see how. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Read loudly.
Kisah nelayan. Nah, just kidding. Kisah nelayan yang serakah. Alkisah pada zaman dahulu di Sintang, Kalimantan Barat, hiduplah seorang nelayan beserta istri dan anak-anaknya. Rumah mereka yang sederhana terletak di pinggir salah satu anak sungai Kapuas yang panjang dan lebar itu. Kehidupan mereka sangat miskin. Usaha sang nelayan mencari ikan di sungai setiap hari tak selalu membawa hasil. Bahkan seringkali ia pulang dengan tangan hampa. Walaupun kehidupannya tak pernah membaik, nelayan itu tetap saja pergi mencari ikan. Tak ada pekerjaan lain yang dapat dilakukannya. Perahu yang diwariskan orang tuanya merupakan satu-satunya modal yang dapat dipakainya untuk mencari nafkah.
Yeah, enough? Okay, good, thank you. All right,
Yep.
Can you say it in English? What does it mean by bahkan seringkali ia pulang dengan tangan hampa? What does it mean?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really? What is tangan? Tangan, what is tangan?
Hand, I know hand.
What is hampa?
I don't know.
Yeah. So guys, that's kind of something like a magic. He
I
never
don't
learned to spell Bahasa Indonesia, but he can read in Bahasa Indonesia, even he doesn't understand the meaning.
I don't
Say for
understand at
example, bahkan seringkali ia pulang dengan tangan hampa. Yes, he understand.
Bahkan tuh
tangan.
sometimes?
No. Bahkan is not sometimes. Tangan, you understand, right?
Yeah, I know
Hands.
tangan.
But hampa, what does that mean?
I don't know. I
You
seriously
yeah.
don't know, guys.
So this is the magic. So for you guys, a challenge for you, guys. And if you are expert in sometimes like in language learning or
Yeah.
linguistic or a language area or language developments or language acquisitions area,
Yep.
can you please give us comment, berikan komentar and feedback and jawaban
Yep.
about this magic kind of thing.
Yes, please.
Dia tidak pernah belajar bahasa Indonesia, membaca spelling seperti misalnya beserta, B-E-B-S-E-S-E-R-SER, beser, T-A-T-A, beserta. No,
Bisera? What?
beserta.
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
so, but it's something. The magic thing is that he can read. He can read it in Bahasa Indonesia.
I know.
Yeah. So it's gonna be. So we will having a different experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Your experience is that you have never experienced the spelling like that one, but
Nope.
I did. Okay. So what do you think of this, Farrel?
I never spell like that. I always spell like, for example, like mom. I say M-O-M instead of M-O-O-M. Mom.
Yeah. And then how could you read this? How are you guessing, or are you just guessing and then try to? How?
I either guess some words and like I know like when there's like a word, for example, like after the before the I,
Yeah.
it's always a E,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
al-kisah,
Yeah,
like
al-kisah.
ki, istri,
What is history?
wife.
Yeah, what? I know you learned spelling and learn to read in English in Bahasa Indonesia. Okay?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
start learning to read when you are here. So
Yeah,
how
I
did
know.
you feel? You still remember how you feel when you moved to Indonesia and then went to primary school in Indonesia?
So first, like I was a bit shy because
Yeah, shy.
there's no one really to play with.
Yeah.
And like they don't really understand me because I just came from New Zealand and maybe they don't really know how to do English. Only like, I think there was like 5 people that knew English.
Yeah.
But there were like year 3s, year 8s, year 7s or something like that. And so I just like heard like my teacher and my friends. Well, not really my friends because I haven't even talked to them yet.
Yeah.
And then like I heard them saying words, and then like I went up to them and asked, "What does it mean? Can you tell me?"
Yeah.
And then like they teach me some stuff and
Did
like
you speak in English or Bahasa?
I know a little bit of Bahasa before that.
Yeah.
And so I know what some words mean.
Yeah, you can understand.
Yeah.
Right. Because your first language at that time was
Indonesia.
Is Bahasa Indonesia,
Yeah.
right? So until you start to learn to say word or to speak when you are 1 year.
1 years old.
Yeah, 1 years old. Yeah. So when you were 2 or 3 years old, you are able to. You had been able to speak.
Was I fluent before?
But more speak Bahasa Indonesia. Bahasa Indonesia rather than Malay. But again, when do you still remember when you were 1 month after from New Zealand, when you were 1 month, 2 months or 3 months in Indonesia? You still speak English, but your accent's like a Malay.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so
That's
you
so
speak
true.
English, but you speak
Yeah,
English,
that's
but the
so
accent is
true.
like
Yeah.
Ipin's language. That's kind of a funny thing. So we're gonna challenge later when Farrel is back to Indonesia and spend for some times or some couple of months or maybe with some couple of years in Indonesia. We're gonna keep practicing and then doing the podcast and see
definitely.
is there and see if any difference between your pronunciation or accent or intonations. Yeah. So when you are
Hopefully I don't change it because I really want to keep my English.
Yes. So in second language acquisition we call it as language interfere. So first language sometimes interfere the second language.
Yeah.
Or a second language can also, when you master second language, like you know English.
I
so
forget
like
the first language.
Yeah, so you know like English is like a first language for you now. And
Yeah.
sometimes this also affect your second language or another language like Bahasa Indonesia, right?
And then
Yeah, so we call it interference.
yeah.
So the influence could be positive
Influence.
and then could be negative.
Negative. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, when it is positive, it's good. You will be able to speak another language faster.
Yeah.
But which gives you negative influence, and then you're gonna master or you will be able to speak the second language more slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah.
So what are you gonna say to our viewers today before we close our podcast today?
Of course. I would say if you have your English and you're going back to your country which doesn't like speak English, I reckon like if you have any family members,
Yeah.
like you can just talk with them. Unless if your family member doesn't do English, you can just do like for like an hour or 2 hours a day, just like pronouncing, looking in YouTube like how to pronounce the words and grammar,
Okay.
and like
Good idea.
fix your mistakes. And you can also still do your own language too.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys won't forget your English because it will be useful for the future.
Whoa.
Very useful.
That's a good idea. Okay, thank you, Farrel. Anyway, that's a good suggestion. Yeah, and then and I'll keep your words that you're gonna still practice your English and you're gonna still use your English when you are in Indonesia.
Okay, but you have to talk to me too.
Oh, okay, I will. No worries. But the problem is that sometimes when we are back into Indonesia,
Yeah.
when we are in Indonesia, when we speak English, and then people will start staring at us. Oh, lagak kali kau, sombongnya. What are we gonna say with that situation if we have such situation? Say for example when we are back in Indonesia and we speak English and we use English, and then people start staring at us. Hey, wait, guys, why do you speak English in here? This is not English country. Don't you left Bahasa Indonesia? And then all people start staring at us. So, what should we do with that?
Just don't care about it. I don't really care about that. Then I'll just say like English is a good language to speak, and a useful language to speak.
Exactly.
Because there's lots of people know how to speak English.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's very useful.
Yeah. So again, for us, it's nothing to do with English actually. Jadi kita tidak ada tidak ada dalam posisi atau apa sih manfaatnya kok showing at bahasa Inggris itu. It's nothing for us. Why? Because even we are able to speak English, it doesn't mean that we're gonna have a very successful life.
Yeah.
Again, it depends on something else. Jadi meskipun pintar bahasa Inggris, bisa bahasa Inggris, kalau juga usahanya tinggal ya gitu-gitu aja, ya it's not
useless.
It's kind of something like useless then. Or what for? If you just want to speak English and then you keep staying in Indonesia and do nothing and then never interact with the people that need English, what is it for? Again, dan tidak ada jaminan pintar atau bisa bahasa Inggris and then you're gonna have very successful life.
Yeah.
Again, it depends on again how you bring your English as a tool or as a means for you.
Or a motivation.
Yeah, motivations to get a better future or get a better job.
You could do like a teacher of English or like a YouTuber, like for example, like what we're doing now, like podcasts.
Exactly.
That's very useful.
Yeah. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you, my guy, bro.
Thank you, my dad.
All right. Yeah, guys. Again, please watch this podcast. Pantengin terus and give feedback as many as possible or as many as possible or as much as possible. I'll leave it to you guys. As many as possible or as much as possible.
I'm gonna say as many.
As many as possible. I was gonna say give your feedback as much as possible. Okay. So you can give feedback to our pronunciation, our accent, or vocabulary, or our structure in order to help us keep improving our
English.
Okay, this is the second episode of our podcast. Thank you very much for watching this video.
And don't forget which one. Podcast is subscribe and podcast is like. So which one do you think it's right?
Okay. So thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum pagi.